The latest LA mayoral race odds reveal who's on top with just hours to go.
Who's on first? What's on second?
Is getting a big boost from online bettors. According to Polymarket, we can bet on almost anything. According to the election and Polymarket, the battled incumbent with 67% chance of winning the race. 67%. I believe of winning outright. So reality star turned political wild card. That's how they. Because there are a lot of people who live in Los Angeles, like myself, or in LA County, who have high cholesterol. I have high cholesterol. I've had it most of my life. I'm currently on a drug for it and seems to be working. But there might be a new way to handle this, where they manipulate your genes and you no longer have to take medication. It might hurt your knees or, I don't know, give you constipation, whatever these medications do. But let's find out how you can lower your cholesterol with just one treatment, one single treatment.
Well, it's called Verb 102, and researchers say it may one day change how we treat high cholesterol, not with a daily pill or regular
Joseph Cabrera, gubernatorial candidate for the state of California. I hope you guys are all doing well today. And so the purpose of the podcast today was to answer any questions anybody might have with regards to the election. So if anybody wants to check in and ask a question, you can. I'd appreciate any and all questions related to the campaign. So anybody who wants to check in, you can go ahead and do so now. A little bit about what's been going on. So we started the campaign late. That was by design. So we started in January, and about the middle of February, we were getting all our paperwork in with the Secretary of State. It was an interesting experience, to say the least. They don't make it easy for persons that are non partisan, not Democrat or Republican, to be able to get into the race. And so it was a challenge from the get go, getting the paperwork in. They kept asking for different things at different times. And so we provided it. But even so, they kept looking for other things for us to need. So that was an experience. Finally, when that was done, we were able to focus really on campaigning. And so at that point, we were a little bit more about going out and shaking hands and meeting people. And so it was wonderful to meet so many people on the campaign trail. Look forward to continuing that. And regardless of what happens today, we'll keep up the fight to make sure that California voters' message of being tired of both parties is heard loud and clear. So I'd appreciate any questions that you might have. I'm not sure if you can hear me on Instagram or YouTube. It looks like you can. If you can, please send me a wave and let me know that you can hear me. Both on YouTube and Instagram, we're live. So appreciate some feedback with regards to whether you can hear me or not. As far as the campaign, well, we kicked off our campaign here in Eastvale near my home. And so part of that was obviously trying to gain some support from local friends and family. And so I believe we were able to do that. So we started out with visiting the local VWFs and places where people meet that are veterans. We have a very high regard, esteem for all of our vets. And so one of the aims of the campaign, obviously, was to make sure that their voice is heard as well. So working with a couple of gentlemen that were ex-military, trying to make sure that our vets are represented all the way around. And as we've told people, it's been tragic that any veteran that has served his country honorably might have to be on the street without a home. That should never happen in America. So we're cognizant of that, trying to make sure that that we take care of our veterans and they're afforded every single benefit that they deserve as part of being in the military. So with that, we started reaching out to some of our local leaders, chambers of commerce, different political figures in town. The reception was less than warm since, again, we're not a traditional party, so they weren't in a big hurry to help us out. We did attend several marches for what I call freedom. As a people in America, we are allowed to demonstrate, and we should when things are not right in our country. And so we were happy to do that and make sure that that our politicians know if they're not acting accordingly or appropriately in our eyes. So having said that, we, as I said, reached out to chambers of commerce here locally, Hispanic organizations, people that are influencers and have a wide circle of influence. So we were able to do that and make some connections there. With that, we kicked off our campaign going down into the Calexico and Imperial Valley areas. Actually, no, I have to rewind. Going up to the Bakersfield, Kern County areas. So we met there with the local mayor and shook his hand, and chambers of commerce, and lots of lovely, lovely folks, hundreds, if not thousands. And so make sure that they understand that our campaign is in full swing, and that we are on the ballot, and they can take a look at our platform and see what we're about, and hopefully cast their vote for us. So, as I said earlier, today is election day here in California. So we'll know more about the campaign here, how we did, and whether our message resonated with voters. I believe that it will. To what degree, that remains to be seen. Nevertheless, we did all the work. We put in thousands of miles, took thousands of hands, and it was wonderful to meet people and just learn a little bit about them and have them learn about us. And so it was a great experience. Nevertheless, lots of great things have come out of it. Meeting people in Kern County, Bakersfield, the Imperial County, San Diego County, Ventura County, Santa Barbara, Monterey, Madera, San Joaquin, Stanislaus County, Pluma County, Alpine County, Placerville or Placer County, Yolo, Sacramento, Napa County. I'm drawing a blank on some of the other counties at the moment, but all in, we visited 36 counties. I promised folks I would visit all 58. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to attend all 58s, but you know what? That's okay. We got most of them, and that's just part of the reason we're doing this live, to be able to allow folks in the areas that we weren't able to visit for time constraints a chance to ask questions and find out what we're about just before the election. So with that, we have by and large concentrate our efforts at social media. That has not been the easiest either. There seems to be a new phenomenon in the election process, and that's one of social media gatekeepers. And so it seems that for many candidates that are sponsored by these big companies, why they're making it difficult for other candidates that don't have the means to pay for a lot of the costs to get in there and compete fairly. So yeah, it's been an interesting ride, and it's been a wonderful experience. And we hope to have additional experiences in the future with the same intent on making sure that our voice is heard and people's votes are counted. So if anybody wants to say hello, please do. Make sure that we can hear you. Likewise, if you can't hear us, then send in a hello to make sure that we're all on the same page and we can hear you. If you have any questions with regards to our campaign, we're happy to answer that and let you know what it's about and where we go from here after the election. So obviously, if we win, then the campaign starts all over again for a bigger piece of the pie. At that point, well, it becomes a different ballgame. But we'll see what happens tonight, and God willing, we'll advance to November and go from there. Right now, we don't want to count our chickens before they hatch, And so, we'll stay humble and make sure that we're focused on it, whether no matter what happens. So we got, let's see here, soy Joel Zapata. Hola, soy Joel Zapata. Un placer visitarte, visitar contigo. Si me puedes oír, por favor, déjame, mándame un saludo. Y si gustas hacer una pregunta, adelante. We got Guillermo also. How are you? Nice to see you. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to send me a wave and let me know what your feelings are. And if you have any questions, by all means, ask away. We've been going over what's transpired in the campaign, and the purpose of this feed is to allow the folks up north whose towns, unfortunately, we weren't able to touch for time constraints, a chance to ask any questions of me, the candidate. I'll be here for another 50 minutes or so, and then I'll run again another feed on around 4 o'clock, and then at 6 o'clock, just to give people a chance to ask any questions of our campaign that they might have just before it's time to vote. If everybody can hear me, if anybody can hear me, please give me a wave. I haven't received any waves, so I'm not sure if you guys can hear me. I'm assuming that you can, but I just always like to be sure of things before I do anything. Let's see here. As far as the competitors, well, it's been interesting. We got two parties here in California, in the U.S., and the two parties are generally the two parties that are always being looked at and announced on the news and shown on TV. Us independents, no party preference. Why we're not really highlighted at all. And so it's a little bit disparaging and discouraging to know that, the campaign, the office may be bought and sold, as it were, by corporate interest. And so as a democracy, we never want to see that happening. It should be a people's government, elected officials by people, by the people, and also representative of the populace. It shouldn't be a certain particular ethnicity of folks ruling over everybody else with literally no representation. And so that's part of the reason I ran. Other reasons, social injustice lately in our country. We want to make sure that all our elderly are protected, and they feel safe in our communities, protect our future generations. We never want to be in a situation, obviously, where we have some sort of totalitarian or Gestapo police, where you're being asked questions for no apparent reason, asked to produce documents. This is not America. In America, we don't do things like that. We're supposed to be free to move around from state to state wherever we want without any interference from anybody. As long as we're not breaking any laws or in any sort of commercial capacity, why we have no reason to produce any kind of documentation that tells anybody who we are and what we're doing. This is America. That's not done in America, but lately that's gone a little bit to the extreme. And as you may be watching in the news, we've seen folks getting pulled over, asked to produce identification, and whether they do or not, sometimes being arrested and even deported despite their migratory status. And again, this is not something that should be happening in America, and it's one of the main reasons that I ran. The other reason is I feel that we've been getting taxed to death, and as a business owner, it's discouraging to go to work every day, and at the end of the year, you have little to show for your efforts. Everything goes to everything that's excess goes to the government. Well, it's kind of pointless then to establish a business if you're not going to be able to improve your quality of life or bless other people in that regard. So that's the other reason, to make sure that we have fiscal responsibility in our government, and we are able to not only work for the fruits of our labor, but also enjoy the fruits of our labor. And so when you have a government that's taxing, and the populace can barely breathe, everything goes to the government, and they decide where they get to spend it. Why, to me, that's not an effective government. It's not an efficient government, and it's not an American government, honestly. We are a capitalistic society here, and I understand capitalism has its downfalls, but going the other way towards socialism or communism probably isn't the answer. I think Margaret Thatcher said it best. The problem with socialism is that eventually you run out of other people's money, and so that's what's happening in California at the moment. There are so many projects that money is being spent on that all in, considering interest that we pay on our loans to cars, to our homes, to the bank, which in reality is another form of tax. You either give it to them or you give it to the tax man, the government. We really work for about 15% of our income. Taxes, including interest on all loans, really comes out to about 85% if you do the math. And so, again, not a great place to live from, and certainly making it hard for you to breathe. So another reason that I ran. A third reason is I just love my state. I've lived in the state for 55 years. And I remember growing up as a kid, this was a great place to live. We were playing in the street. We had friends of all ethnicities, all colors, and it was never a problem. And whether you're a Democrat or Republican, it was never a problem either. Nobody was looking to beat you up, or certainly wring your neck because you're a Republican or a Democrat. It was just a normal thing. And so those things have changed now too, and that's partially systemic of what's going on in our country. Is the case that a division has been caused in the populace, and now too, you lose friends over being opposite party. So I'm glad to be, I guess, no party. At least I don't get the barrage of insults that everybody else does. I don't get the love either, but well, that's something that I have to live with. So I don't know if anybody's listening that's Spanish speaking. We're going to do a little Spanish segment here, so please stand by. Buenas tardes, mi nombre es Joe Cabrera, candidato para la gobernatura del estado de California, y estamos haciendo este podcast para asegurar que la gente que tengan preguntas de último minuto antes de la elección las pueden hacer. Lamentablemente no pudimos llegar a los 58 condados. Sí que recorrimos 36 condados y les estamos dando oportunidad a los otros 12 condados, oportunidad de que llamen y pregunten cualquier pregunta que tengan para nuestra campaña, de qué se trata, etcétera, etcétera, etcétera. Entonces, gracias por acompañarnos. Y si pueden oírnos, por favor, mándenos un saludito, un like, un wave, lo que puedan, para asegurar que sabemos que nos están oyendo y están allí. Lo que ha recorrido la campaña, obviamente, ya los avisé, recorrimos 36 de los 58 condados desde la frontera de México hasta al norte de Sacramento, los condados de Sonoma, Napa, Yolo, Sacramento, Placer, Alpine, la mayoría del estado. Lamentablemente el tiempo nos permitió visitar los otros 12 condados. lamentablemente, sin excusas o pretextos, Meta nos ayudó y las redes sociales, fue una batalla poder arreglar todo eso y asegurar que los votantes los estuvieran oyendo por varios medios. Entonces, las redes sociales obviamente es una de esas formas y una muy importante. A la vez, nos animó que varios de ustedes nos sintonizaron, varios posts que pusimos, agarramos sobre 100,000 views. Entonces sabemos que sí nos están escuchando y que el mensaje está siendo recibido. Esperamos que incluyendo las redes sociales y todas las visitas y saludos que hicimos con nuestra gente ya, que nuestro mensaje resuene, por lo menos en cuanto a las personas que visitamos en personas, sabemos que el mensaje resuena y fue bien recibido. Entonces, tomamos ánimo con eso también. Back to English. I'm Joe Cabrera, candidate for the governor's office of the state of California. It is election day, and we're giving the folks an opportunity to join us here and ask any questions of our campaign related to what the campaign platform is, and give the opportunity to the folks that didn't have a chance to visit with us here in the northern counties of California, chance to ask us any questions, what we stand for, what our principles are, our values, anything related to the campaign. So just to repeat, we've covered 36 counties all the way from the Mexican border to Northern California. Counties, if you don't know, here in California, quite large. In many countries, a county would be the size of a country itself, and so it was a challenge to cover the 36 that we did, and we just simply ran out of time. And so our apologies to the folks up in Northern California. I hope to visit you real soon, despite what happens here today in the elections. Meanwhile, we'll give you this opportunity to go ahead and chime in and ask any questions that you might have of our campaign, what we stand for, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So what's going on here in California is we have a primary election in which two candidates will advance to a general election in November. And so in order for me to advance, I would need to be one of the two candidates that do advance. And so if that happens, which God willing it will, then we'll go ahead and take it to November. So somebody's asking to be in the live video. We're going to try this and see what happens with any questions that they might have. So hold on, Amadraza. We'll give you a chance to ask a question of the campaign. I just ask that you keep questions related to the campaign and platform and what we stand for, please. Can you see us, Amadras? I don't see you at the moment. Let me try that again. Go live with Amadras. Respond. Okay, so let's try that again. It's not seeming to work. I don't know if he's able to see us or not. You can always try on YouTube, Amadras. If you want to call in with a question, you can call into the phone number, which is 714-225-04. Sorry, no, cancel that. 909-757-4615, and I'll put it on the screen so that you all can see it. You can call that phone, and we'll answer any questions that you might have. Let's see here. Okay, so we're done with that. I have the phone here handy, so if anybody wants to call in, you can call in. We can address the questions there. So far, nothing. But we'll wait a little bit longer. And so back to what happens with the Chungo primaries, what they call it. You have to advance to the next round. Basically, it's kind of like a playoff, I guess, if you you want to give it a sports metaphor. And so the next round would be in November, and you could certainly take a look at that online and find out about the format there. But getting back to our visit, so we've covered 36 counties, many cities, many cities. Talked to thousands of people. San Diego, which is a county and a city. Imperial Valley has Calexico. It has Brawley. It has El Centro. San Diego has Chula Vista, San Isidro, which we were at. Let's see here. We made it up to University of San Diego, University of California, Riverside, University of California, Santa Barbara, Cal State, San Bernardino, many colleges. Drawing a blank too as to how many we visited, but up north of that, of course, San Bernardino County, Riverside County, which also have many cities. And to give you an example of a county and how big it is, if you were to take San Bernardino County, Riverside County, that would be the size of England. So very big counties. It literally takes you hours, in some case, a day or so to drive through the whole county. Some counties, not all counties. And so within those counties, we had several cities that we visited. And yeah, it was an interesting experience. And some of the people that we met were amazing. Teachers unions in the LA March for No Kings. And of course, a friend of mine reminded me we do have a King, Jesus Christ. We believe in Jesus, and he is our king. But on earth, we have no kings. No president is a king. And that's, I think, what the spirit of the march is. So don't misunderstand. But amazing people we've met. A lady that had cancer, survived from cancer, and turned entrepreneur, started making soap. And so I'm proud to have her on my website. And I would promote her soap any day of the week. She's a really nice lady, but just a survivor. And amazing what she's doing there. So anyway, if anybody has any questions, feel free to chime in. Hopefully you can hear me. I'm not hearing anything from anybody else. So I'm going to take these off for just a second to make sure that I'm actually able to hear everybody. It looks like we're connected. And I can disconnect over here, I think, and connect to the other radio. So we'll see if that helps. So we're going to connect here and give everybody a chance to make sure that we can hear you. At any rate, we traveled lots of cities, as I said. And so in Riverside, San Bernardino County, of course, we have Corona, Riverside, actual Riverside proper. Let's see, Beaumont. What am I missing? San Jacinto, all these areas. In San Bernardino, we have Redlands, we have San Bernardino proper, we have Upland, Montclair, San Bernardino proper. Up in the mountains, we have Big Bear, Blue Jay, all those areas. And of course, in Los Angeles, that's way too big to count all the cities. But there's Los Angeles proper and various other cities, too many to count. Not the biggest county, San Bernardino is, but certainly the biggest in terms of population and in terms of geography. The San Bernardino would be it. So let's see, what else can we talk about here while I have you on? We covered areas in Santa Barbara. Santa Barbara is a old town in California, along with Los Angeles, probably some of the oldest towns established here back in Mexico's days. But right next to it is Ventura County, which is very much agriculture. And so we visited with a lot of folks out there, met some good folks out there working in the fields, very hard workers. And so they obviously should be afforded every kind of benefit possible to make sure that they're well taken care of and they can take care of their families. And so that was Ventura, Satacoy area. When we were up there, they were actually picking the cabbage there. And I met a really nice man. Just so happened I met lots of people, but this one in particular was from the same country and place where I'm from. And so it was heartwarming to see that some of my people were out there picking food so that we could eat. From there, let's see, we went to Santa Barbara, spent the day there meeting with folks at the beach. University of California, Santa Barbara, met lots of good folks there, students and tourists alike at the beach, and shook a lot of hands, talked with a lot of folks about our platform and what we stand for. And so it was a wonderful experience, and looking forward to visiting with them again, should the campaign continue, God willing. So let's see here. Up in Bakersfield, we were there. Also, a big agricultural zone, so lots of food being grown out there. But there are also big cities as well. Bakersfield's Kern, pretty good sized cities. Let's see, Fresno. Sorry. Fresno University there, which is also a big town, big size university. Very dangerous area, but lots of nice people as well. So that was an experience. Met a young couple that were opening up a business. We're able to help them with that, and that was a lovely experience. So anyway, let's see here. Do I have any questions yet? Haven't had anybody chime in. I know it's the middle of the day, and hopefully our word got out that we're doing the podcast, and people are able to join. I know a lot of folks at this hour are still at work, and lunchtime, their meals are usually around midday. So we'll stick around for a little while and see what happens. And I'm going to take a little break on my voice, so bear with me, and I'll be back in just a minute.
Artist Chris Jansen. Tickets on sale now at PBR.com.
Go to supersure.com. That's supersure.com.
Paid for by Supersure Insurance Agency, LLC, a licensed insurance agency. Having car problems that won't go away? If your vehicle's been in the shop 2 or more times for the same issue, you may qualify for a refund, replacement, or cash compensation. You pay nothing, the manufacturer covers the fees. Go to refundyourlemon.com. It takes just 2 minutes. That's refundyourlemon.com.
What if this weekend was different? What if you didn't just live with stress or anxiety? What if you actually did something about it? What if you could change your life in just 2 days? You can. At the Dianetics Seminar, based on Dianetics, the modern science of mental health, you'll learn and apply powerful techniques designed to free yourself from emotional and physical burdens holding you back. It's hands-on, and you'll put the tools to work immediately. In a single weekend, you can relieve stress, reduce anxiety, and take charge of your mental health. Make this the weekend that changes everything. Go to Dianetics.org/seminar. That's Dianetics.org/seminar.
Just Food for Dogs, the #1 vet-recommended fresh dog food. Made right here in LA.
There's a new and exciting way to start your journey toward a more joyful existence. Listen to Joy 101 with Hoda Kotb on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
With iHeart, everything you hear is guaranteed human. That's why 78% of listeners trust their favorite radio host's product recommendations. If you manage a business or need to drive sales, that trust goes a long way. Call 844-844-iHeart. Again, that's 844-844-iHeart.
Visit LearCapital.com for your free gold investment kit. That's LearCapital.com.
I feel incredible because I called 1-800-WEST Medical.
This is Jacob Emrani. When you need help after an accident, I'm here for you.
Accident or injury, call Jacob Emrani. Call Jacob.
May is Mental Health Awareness Month, so take it personally. Join the Mental Health Coalition in sharing resources, spreading the word, and reflecting on how mental health is personal to you. Because in a world that can feel heavy, uncertain, and overwhelming, mental health isn't someone else's issue. It's yours, it's ours, and it's something we can show up for together. Take it personally and help build a future where everyone feels seen, supported, and empowered. Go to thementalhealthcoalition.org/personally.
Today.
We don't have real oversight over the hundreds of millions of dollars.
It's primary night on KFI.
AM 640.
I'm the look-around candidate. Use your own eyes.
KFI brings you live election night coverage.
People would like to stay in California. We have to make it so they can afford it.
With Gary Hoffman and Chris Merrill beginning at 7 p.m. Listen live on KFI AM 640 on the free iHeartRadio app.
KFI AM at 640. Conway in for Monks and Merrill. And John Colbelt's coming on. He's going to do a cross with us, a crosstalk with us. So he's coming on probably around 2:50, so 14 minutes. And that'll be my last segment. Then I'm going home. And John will stay till 7 o'clock. And then at 7 o'clock, Gary Hoffman and Chris Merrill will take you until there's no more new numbers coming in, which might be midnight, 1 o'clock. But according to Kalshi, and again, Kalshi's pretty accurate because, again, people are betting and voting at the same time. Karen Bass has a 65% chance of winning. Spencer Pratt, 25%. And Nithya Raman has dropped off the list completely. She's not even on it. So you got to, oh no, she's at 11%. So Karen Bass is at 66%. Spencer Pratt, 25%, and Nithya Raman, 11%. And I'm not sure really how Kalshi works. I know if you bet yes, you can bet yes or no, and you get a percentage. But I don't know how Kalshi works for a reason, because if I did, I'd be on it all day, gambling. Have tried to ignore the Polymarket Kalshi type websites. All right, Trader Joe's. We talked about this in the evening show, but also we got to tell you, you daytimers, that Trader Joe's, the new item, is no good. Well, I mean, it's good, but you have to be warned. There's a new sugar-free sweet and sour gummy worm, which I don't know. I don't know if this is the audience for gummy worms. I've never seen anybody, buzz into a Trader Joe's and just load up on gummy worms. But maybe you do. And it was important enough for Trader Joe's to mention it. And I know this audience very well. There's a lot of KFI listeners that go to Trader Joe's. A lot. And so you got to know, what these, when there's not a recall, but when there was something left off the label on a Trader Joe's new sugar-free sweet and sour gummy worms. Let's find out what's going on with these things.
New candy offered by Trader Joe's is apparently having an unintentional side effect.
Yeah, the high fiber treat is sending people to the bathroom.
Did you hear that? They forgot to list that these gummy worms are high in fiber. So you have yourself a fistful of sweet and sour gummy worms, and then you're on the can.
Trader Joe.
They're sliding right through you. Sorry if you're in the middle of a meal.
Trader Joe's recently debuted their new sugar-free sweet and sour gummy worms. After its release, customers began to report that the candy was having a laxative type effect on them.
Who's reporting that? I think this anchor said...
After its release, customers began to report that the candy was having a laxative type effect on them.
Okay, where did that start? Oh my God. You're telling me you bought the new sweet and sour gummy worms from Trader Joe's. Okay, you gave money, they gave you the worms, you're in the car, you're home. And then you eat the worms, and then you're on the can, and who do you call? You call Trader Joe's with that information? That's what this anchor just said. That people were calling Trader Joe's after eating the gummy worms because now they're on the can.
After its release, customers began to report that the candy was having a laxative type effect on them.
Nobody can keep anything to themselves anymore. Everything is public. Everything.
Turns out a single serving of the gummy worms, about 8 pieces, contains 14 grams of fiber.
Okay, and that's the make or break between you and the can? 14 grams of fiber? That's like a thumbnail full of fiber.
That's half of the daily USDA recommended amount.
Okay, but that's let's like Adam Carolla had a great line. He was working at a place and offered one of his coworkers a Snickers. And he said, "Oh, dude, it's 2:00. If I eat a Snickers, I'll be out by 4." And Carolla's like, "Wait a minute. A Snickers can take you out? That's who I'm working with? A guy who can be taken out by a Snickers? I understand if you're doing methamphetamine or cocaine or, barbiturates, whatever. But a Snickers is going to take you out? What the hell kind of system you got?"
But the thing that's catching people off guard, they didn't label it as such, as a high fiber product.
Right. Okay. All right. So it has fiber and you're on the toilet. Then I still I can't wrap my brain around the fact that you called Trader Joe's about it.
USA Today reporting that Trader Joe's clerks are personally having to warn people.
Wait.
Having to warn people.
So it's now up to the clerk?
Okay. minutes more to check in. Again, it's lunchtime here, so I didn't expect a whole lot of folks, but hopefully they were able to at least listen to some of the progress of the campaign, and we'll see more tonight what happens. And so if you guys can hear me, send me a wave. I'm not sure if we've had a lost transmission or if you're still there. So do me a favor, go ahead and give me a wave if you can. I'm not sure what happened when I tried to dual Amadraz. Sorry if I mispronounced your name. If I lost you or not. Anyway, so if you can send me a wave and let me know that you're still there. So we're waiting on a few more people. We'll give it another 10 minutes or so, and then I will be back at 6 and try to give folks another chance to ask any questions that they might have before the election, which is 8 o'clock is the close tonight. So after 8 o'clock, it'll be closed, and then we'll know later on what happened. God willing, we're one of the top go-getters for the votes, and then we would advance to November. Right now, hard to tell what's going on. Everybody's at work. I did pass by one of the voting booths, and there were folks that were voting. It looks like everything looks good so far, and polls don't tell us a whole lot. We'll know once the ballots are counted how we did, if our message resonated, and whether we're going to advance to November. So I'm hoping that it did. And as I said previously, at least for the folks that we were talking to in person, we know that it did, and we look to advance if that was indicative of what happened on social media as well. So thank you for checking in, and I hope it was informative for you at the very least. And if you'd like to check back in at 6 o'clock and find out what's going on with that. Right now, what I'm hearing is that we won't know anything till probably 1 o'clock in the morning tomorrow as to how things are going and how we did. But I will check in again at 4 o'clock and give folks a chance to ask any last questions of us, of the campaign, and what we stand for. Thank you for checking in. And if you'd like to call and ask a question, the phone number was provided there. It's 909-757-4615. And of course, you have to put a 1 in there. I forgot to put that in there last time to make sure that you're able to get to the United States. I'm not sure where you're calling from, but that's basically what you do. Put it up again just in case anybody wants to call in, and go from there. So thank you for tuning in, and again, I hope this is informative. I'm Joseph Cabrera, gubernatorial candidate for the state of California, candidate for the governor's office of one of the largest states in the U.S. And certainly the best. So thank you for checking in, and say hello on social media at letsgowithjoe.org, or on this platform, Vamos con Joe Cabrera, or just Google me, Joseph Cabrera, and for governor, and all of my information will come up and let you make a comment or get some information to me. I'd love to hear from you. Whether you're from California or not. I always like talking to new people. I enjoy new people, meeting new people. So I appreciate that. And so lastly, I guess we probably will go over a little bit of what we expect here, the candidates. So there are 4 principal candidates right now in the race, according to the polls. The thing about polls is, I think it was Mark Twain that said, "There's lies, there's damn lies, and then there's statistics," which basically means that statistics can be used as a lying mechanism. And so, don't know that we can trust those too much, particularly when you can hire a PR firm to make those polls say whatever you want. Nevertheless, though, we'll see how we did. And, the two primary parties have lots of money. They threw at this thing. But most people are tired of the two-party system here in California. And I think it's time for change. They're looking for a change. We hope to see a change, and we hope to make sure that that changes me. But if you want some background on the other candidates, so there's Democrats and Republicans. On the Democratic side, you have two primary candidates, which is Javier Becerra and Tom Steyer. Tom Steyer is a billionaire, and I think more than anything, folks are tired of people coming in and trying to buy the elections. So we had a billionaire that got into the White House, is now the president, and that's not going too well for us. So I don't know that folks want that. He's certainly done a great job of buying his way on commercials and making sure that he's in every other commercial on every platform of media there is, newspapers, television, social media, of course, and getting out himself. The second thing that he has going against him, and he's very old. He's already in his 70s, and nothing personal about his age, but at that point, you have to wonder, like Joe Biden, who's the president of the U.S., and Donald Trump, whether their brain is still working and still cognizant, and everything is still functioning. I'm in my 50s. So I believe my brain's still working, functioning properly. I guess you could ask my wife if it is sometimes. At any rate, that's the next thing that he has going against him. I get the feeling he's got special interests behind him. They haven't been shown yet, but there was some controversy too with him buying an influencer, paid him $100,000 to basically promote him with the Hispanic Latino communities here in California. That's never good, as I said, already buying your way through the thing. And so Becerra, who's a lifelong politician with human services, serving under Joe Biden in Washington, D.C., career politician. He's good at what politicians do, which is now tell the truth. And so a lot of folks have bought into the hype. I don't want to say anything worse about the man. I don't know him except for what I hear on the news and his record, voting record in Washington, D.C. And so the thing he has going for him is, he's got following of some Spanish-speaking people in the country. Democrats have traditionally given money to people through social programs. The problem with that normally it would be a good thing, but the problem with that is there's been too many allegations of fraud, and there's actually been some arrests with folks taking money that they received through what's called non-governmental organizations, NGOs, and basically it's been found that some organizations don't even exist. They're funneling money to these organizations, taking the money, and it wasn't going to help anybody. So that is one of the things that he has going against him. He's a politician, a lot of fraud in his party. That party has been in power for a little over 16 years in California, and so that is going against him too. I think people are ready for a change, and his own boss, Joe Biden, said he wasn't very good at the job he was doing for them there. And so I don't know that that's going to be a great candidate for anybody, especially having been the party of usual, the politician of usual. And so on the other side, you have the Republican Party, which consists of two primary candidates right now, according to the polls. Again, these are folks that receive a lot of money from both of their parties, Democrat and Republican. So they're able to be in the news often in front of voters on a regular basis, unlike us. lesser known candidates that have not been and are not politicians as usual. And so the first one is Steve Hilton, and you might have heard of him. He's from England. My feeling is that he's got British Petroleum. There seems to be a challenge with acquiring or attracting petroleum companies to California. And so you might think that given that we have a large presence of AM, PM petroleum or gasoline stations in California, that there might be something there. I can't prove that, but it was interesting that the King of England was here a couple of weeks back, about a month back, and shortly thereafter, the President of the United States endorsed Mr. Hilton, which I don't know that that's a great endorsement, especially to Californians. And so doesn't really have anything to show for himself. He says he's a business owner, and nobody really knows anything about him. Supposedly advised Cameron, the Prime Minister of England, but nobody really knows too much about that. As I recently said, England is not a big country. It's the size of 2 of our counties in California here. We have 58 counties. So California is a much larger country, if it were that, than England. Certainly a lot more territory. But aside from that, we know that he was a Fox News host. Fox News, to many folks in California and in the country, is a propaganda piece for the Republican Party. Most people would not consider it real news. And so that is really his only claim to fame. And so those are the 2 candidates on the one. The second is a sheriff, police officer from Riverside County, which is where I live. And he's been the sheriff there for a few years, has a lot of problems with getting the county that he works for sued. So I think he's on his second lawsuit. He also was in hot water, in trouble for taking ballots from a previous election, which he had no right to do, according to a judge here in California. And so much less experience, I would think, than some of the other candidates. But, depends on what kind of experience, whether it's good experience or bad experience, or if they're just promoted because they've been in the party for so long. But these are the folks that we're running against. Most folks, I think, are not so impressed with either party, either of those 4 candidates. And so I think that in that regard, a independent candidate has a chance to get in there. But guys, it looks like we're moving on to 3 o'clock, and I'm going to give folks a chance to check in, and we'll run this again at 4 o'clock, and then again at 6. And if anybody has any questions they'd like to ask of our campaign and our platform, we'd love to have you back on. Tell your friends in the U.S. To check us out and see what we're about. So thank you for checking in, and we look forward to seeing you again. And with that, I'll leave you guys. Talk to you soon.